Colonel! Colonel! Oh, thank God, Colonel. Ah, ah, oh my God. Ah, ah,
Hey guys, I'm back again for another Jurassic World Mattel toy review, and we're taking a look at the Jurassic World Chaos Theory toy line with these multi-packs that I cannot contain in the frame, but this is how we're gonna go. The Darius Adventure Pack and the Ben Escape Pack. Both these sets look pretty flippin' sweet. And right off the bat, I finally got a Dimorphodon. How freaking long did that take? 6 years? Jeez, I finally got a Dimorphodon. It took me way too long. And it's pretty dang nice that they released the Dimorphodon in the form of the Darius Adventure Pack. But aside from that little outburst, really, it is so good to finally see these characters again in Jurassic World Chaos Theory. I'm really looking forward to more with this show, considering that I've already finished the first season a while ago. So darn good. I love every bit of this show. Like, so entertaining from start to finish. Love the characters, everything. Really am excited for more with this. So we're going to be looking at the packaging aesthetic first before we take a look at, the figures out of their package. We got this really cool Jurassic World aesthetic, the Chaos Theory Jurassic Park symbol this time, with Darius over here, with the blind-eyed Allosaurus from Battle at Big Rock, which transitioning to this series, and this is the same one that supposedly attacked Brooklyn. The overall aesthetic from the outside area, it's basically this desert road in the mainland. Might not be able to see it perfectly because everything is covered. Everything's covered by the figures in the front. You got the Jurassic World Chaos Theory logo right there, the Netflix logo on the side, and nothing special over here, but it's just the same logo of the series. And then at the back, we have the digital image of Darius, the Carnotaurus, which is a repaint of the Demon Carnotaurus juvenile from Jurassic World Dominion, the Sticky Moloch, and of course the repainted Dimorphodon. This whole package aesthetic looks pretty nice. It's the same as most of the the style wise, it's the same as the previous figures we went over for this year, although the white background is the only difference. That's it for that one. Let's take a look at the Ben version. So basically it's a much more smaller package, same aesthetic all around, same background aesthetic. And then here's the back side of this one. Again, same aesthetic, just a different picture and all that. And so now that we got done with the package overview of these, let's go ahead and take all these out and take a closer look. Alrighty, so we got both of these sets out of the package, and as usual, everything is always looking nice. But if anything, if I'm going to be taking a look at these sets first, I'm going to take a look at the repaints, like stuff that's already been released before, just getting quick out the way. So first, we're going over the Darius Adventure Pack with the Demon Carnotaurus repaint, which happens to now just be a standard Carnotaurus that looks like, the one from the actual show, or at least one that looks like the standard Carnotaurus of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It's really just the same figure as the previous, but the paint scheme on it is really nice, of course, matching the original Carnotaurus looking colors. Here's that original figure from Jurassic World Dominion in that Malta Escape Pack or something. I forgot what the set was called, but it was in the Malta pack. But again, same figure. The only missed opportunity with this Carnotaurus here is that they could have at least retooled the missing horn over here. I mean, it would have been nice, so they would have made sure that, it would have still been a standard Carnotaurus, because the Demon Carnotaurus of Jurassic World had a very distinct design and paint scheme. So if anything, they could have at least resculpted that portion on there if they really wanted to. But then again, that would probably cost more if anything. I'm not sure if it would. But yeah, overall, same figure as this one. That's the only difference. Paint scheme is pretty nice on this figure. And the Sticky Moloch, I'm going to go straight with the Sticky Moloch. The Sticky Moloch is actually a repaint and or retool of the original Sticky Moloch from the Dino Damage Wave, or the Battle Damage Wave from all the way 6 years ago when Fallen Kingdom came out. So the only difference is it doesn't have an action feature to where it's like, battle damage. It's got the same head articulation. Oh wait, I think this may be a re-release of the standard version that came out in the attack pack, or I don't know, the basic version. I don't know, it's been a long freaking while. It's like there's two versions of this same figure as far as I'm concerned. So it's got that same ball jointed head right here and all that, same sculpt. And I don't have that figure anymore. My little brother has it because I have the other Sticky Moloch now. And here's the scan code of that dino. I forgot to get the scan code of that, but at this point, I don't know why I keep bringing up that scan code, because I really don't care about the scan codes as much. But yeah, overall, this figure is pretty nice. The Sticky Moloch is always nice to have in a collection, especially a new one. So it's definitely have another paint scheme that's not like the one in the show. In the show, it basically has the same movie accurate colors as the Fallen Kingdom version. So this one, being a green Sticky Moloch, it's pretty nice to own. And of course, I like the paint patterns they use. Of course, they could have done a lot more on it, but then again, it's not too bad. We like the Sticky Moloch. Plus, if anything, Sticky Moloch is always a nice addition to the collection. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the stuff that I didn't even go over before. So this is a repaint where I haven't even owned a single Dimorphodon in my life. So this is my first one. And it's a pretty cool looking figure. It's definitely still got that accurate looking design of a Dimorphodon as it should. It's got a really nice paint scheme up here. Might not be able to see too much of it picking up on camera because of the colors on here. But yeah, here's the paint scheme over here. Definitely see the paint on the wings over here, which looks pretty nice. The Jurassic World logo is also right there on the wing. Again, it's got some nice striations, nice sculpting and veins on the arms and all that stuff. The legs here, they're articulated, but they're all like, you know, pressed together, I guess. So they're just all going in at once. The inside of the mouth is basically standard, but again, this is 2018 sculpt right here. So it's not nearly as like super textured or detailed as later figures in the Mattel toy line, but overall it's a very nice Dimorphodon. I'm just finally glad to get a Dimorphodon. Again, here's more of the sculpting detail of this figure. And also, this is the scan code, how it works here. So yeah, they definitely retooled that. Very cool looking figure. It's like finally got a Dimorphodon, and it's very nice looking. I mean, yeah, they could have at least made them smaller. That's one thing I never really talked about much, is that the scaling of these is like a lot more bigger. But I like these Dimorphodons either way. Been neglecting this little guy for a little too long, so now that I finally got one, it's really nice. Let's go ahead and look at Darius. So now we have the first Darius figure to be released before the other much more, you know, standard Darius figure with his actual jacket. It will come out on the 15th of June, as I've seen on Amazon's pre-orders, or it might not come out there. It might come out later. But yeah, this is Darius of Camp Cretaceous Season 6. I meant Chaos Theory Season 1 because I keep messing myself up saying that. But he looks pretty nice, as usual. He looks like how he looks in the show. Only difference is he doesn't have his yellow coat, but he does look pretty nice. If I would compare him to the original Darius, young Darius from Camp Cretaceous, you see the difference right here. He's definitely a lot more taller, but it's also funny that he's still wearing the same shoes, or at least the same styled shoes, as far as I'm concerned. Just noticed that. Darius is looking pretty nice with the clothing choice he has. It's just basically a very standard figure, but I really like the way he looks in general. So it's really nice that we have a Darius figure of this form. Just gotta wait for the other versions to come out. Don't really got much to say. He's basically the standard figure, but he looks good. That's all I really gotta say about that. I'm just glad to have him. And here's this net launcher, this ridiculous net launcher here. Now, of course, I would have preferred if he came with a trank gun, the same one Ben has, because, you know, he does have that trank gun quite a lot in the actual show itself. But yeah, but he has this net launcher instead, which, again, it would have been nice if it was 90s. Because that's what this reminds me of a lot. So yeah, it works pretty well as usual. But then again, it's almost impractical in a way, because if it's supposed to be a net launcher, then why is the net so small? Should have been a little bit of a bigger net. But yeah, the figure looks pretty nice. That's all I gotta really say about the Darius figure. Considering that he's only just the first version of the figure, it's just nice that we have an older rendition now. And not to mention, like, another variation of Darius is a welcoming one, because again, Camp Cretaceous had a missed opportunity when it comes to their action figures, that Darius only has just one variation. People will stick to customizing Darius without the shirt, because throughout the rest of the show, he doesn't even carry his yellow jacket. So now we're going to go on to the Ben Escape Pack. First, we're taking a look at the Atrociraptor, which is Atrociraptor Tiger this time. So this is the second Atrociraptor Tiger we have. The first one being from the Battle Damage or Extreme Damage waiver figures. Go ahead and get that figure out. And yeah, preferably I like this one better, mainly because of the overall like pose. The pose is just really good. It's a really good choice because they got the arms right and everything. It's a really cool looking Atrociraptor figure, and they reused this sculpt for the green Atrociraptor in the Dino Trackers toy line from last year. So if anything, I like this Atrociraptor sculpt more than this one. I mean, this one's a nice figure and much more accurately painted this time, though it's a missed opportunity that didn't use this sculpt and repurpose it, because again, this would have been a very good figure. It's a good figure, but not a very good figure like this one. So if anything, we got two Atrociraptor Tigers right here, and they both look different. This one obviously having a less movie accurate color scheme, and this one has a more movie accurate color scheme. They just both look great, but at the same time, I just prefer this paint scheme on that one. You know, this one, because again, just overall nice figure, but this is just a repaint of Atrociraptor Ghost in red. That's really it. I mean, again, still a great figure though, because it's got the exact same detailing and everything as you expect from the Atrociraptor figure. I mean, I don't have to go too much over this. It's just overall the same figure as previous. It's also a repaint of the Dino Trackers Atrociraptor with the vehicle, but I'm just gonna bring out red, because red is the only one I'm just gonna have to bring out that looks, you know, similar at least. But again, same sculpt. There's no huge difference. That's a Atrociraptor Tiger right here. Very nice to have another Atrociraptor Tiger figure. And we have our Dilophosaurus here. Let me go ahead and take this spit out. This Dilophosaurus here is a repaint of the Dominion Dilophosaurus we had with Claire Daring. And I noticed obviously that this is a lot more of an accurate paint scheme than this one is. But this one, they both look great in their own right. But this one, obviously, I think looks a lot more accurate than this one. I'm not sure which was even more accurate, because they both look really good. But I will say that this one is definitely a bit better, because, you know, it has that look that looks more like the Dilophosaurus from the films, or at least the first movie in general, and I guess Dominion. But they both look pretty nice, if anything. They both got the same style of scheme, but they just look a little different. It's very nice to own another Dilophosaurus that is similar to the, you know, original. It's basically still the same figure, if anything. Don't have to go too much into that. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Ben. The only missed opportunity with this figure, I have to say, is just at the scaling of this figure, because again, in the actual show, Ben is actually tall, like a lot taller than Darius as far as I'm concerned. They did have it throughout the whole show that Ben is tall. And not to mention, why do I love Ben so much? He just literally became a character that I thought I wasn't going to like, to becoming a character that ends up being one of the best characters in the show. I really like Ben, so it's really nice to own another figure of Ben, and they got another version coming out without the cap and the jacket. So if anything, I'm looking forward to that Sugimima set coming out. But Ben looks pretty nice. In fact, he's literally like the figure I like more than Darius. Darius is good, but I like him more than Darius in terms of the way he looks. If anything, he's just an overall very cool looking character in this overall look. It's just basically his standard look. It would have been nice if he didn't have the cap on his head, but I like it regardless, because now we got two variations, which again, the Sugimima's version coming out, and we have this one. And he also comes with a trank gun, which again, this should have been with Darius, because again, he carries that more often. He definitely looks just like how he does in the show. If anything, he's still like my favorite in the bunch in terms of the characters we're getting so far. I like this character a lot, so it's nice that we got Ben. Only missed opportunity is that, you know, he's not as tall. So if I were to compare Ben to the original version that he had in Can Cretaceous, here's Ben from Can Cretaceous versus him now. I really like his development in the whole overall series. Like, it's just so nice that he went from that wimpy character to a straight up badass. I love it. I'm still glad I have this version of the character. It's only a missed opportunity that they don't have a standard version of Ben. So yeah, that's basically it for this figure. Really like this. Actually, that's it for all these figures. Just went and sped run the whole dang video, because half the figures are just repaints and only a few of them are new figures. Alright, so that's going to be it for this dual review of the Jurassic World Chaos Theory, Darius Adventure Pack, and Ben Escape Pack. Both of these sets are pretty nice to own, and also they're pretty good figures overall. Yes, they're consistent mostly of repaints, but it's still pretty nice to get variations of the same figures in my personal opinion, though at the same time it can get a little tedious and or repetitive to get like certain characters or certain dinosaurs that are similar sculpts but different paint schemes. But at the same time, it's still nice to pick whatever version you want. As far as I'm concerned, it's definitely nice that I finally got a Dimorphodon, so that's basically the biggest win in this playset so far. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, both figures, Darius and Ben, they're great figures, but at the same time, I just like Ben a lot more, and I do wish he was a lot taller though. That's basically it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later.